We just had to bring, she is the head of marine ecology at the Tallinn University, Miss Inga Lips. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I think you're better than me right now.
Well, I don't think so.
She's trying to be modest. But Inga, can you see what's happening behind us?
Oh, they are relaxing.
Oh my goodness, don't you just wish we could join them?
Plastic waste.
But they're reusing it, so that's a good thing, right? So talk to me about microplastics, like where do they come from?
There are two bigger parts in microplastic. It's a primary microplastic and a secondary microplastic.
Okay.
Secondary microplastic is something which is coming from the degradation of larger plastic items.
Such as?
Such as if we leave some plastic bottles, for example, on the beach, then it will be degraded over time and smaller and smaller particles will form.
Oh yes, okay.
But the primary microplastic is something that is already produced to be a small sized. And primary microplastic, for example, is used in our cosmetic products, like we saw in this video beforehand. But primary microplastic is also coming from car tires.
Okay.
And when we are driving a car, then the road is eroding the car tires, and a lot of microplastic is getting into the environment. And
so it like just evaporates into the, not evaporate because it won't evaporate completely, but it'll just flow into the environment and...
It's getting to the runoff waters from the roads, and also some particles are very small, they are transported through the air. And the second very big part of the primary microplastic is coming from synthetic textiles, like we also saw from the previous video. That means if you're wearing synthetic textiles and you're washing them, then a lot of small fibers are getting loose, getting to the laundry systems and to the wastewater systems.
This is terrible.
And of course, these particles are so small that wastewater treatment systems can't get rid of all of them.
Right. Now, Inga, I know you really touched on a point that I would like to delve into because, I mean, I'm a woman, I love makeup, and I'm sure you love it as well. But does it get to a point that it can actually become dangerous for us to use it? Can we gain or get sick, some form of sickness, with us using all this makeup with microplastics in it?
If we are talking about microplastic, no. Whew. This is not dangerous for us, but this is dangerous for the environment.
All right.
But what is dangerous for us is if the microplastic is ending up in the ocean or in the water. Microplastic is, or plastic in general, is containing different chemical additives, which will be leached out. They will get to the environment and to the animals. And also the other very warning characteristic of the plastic is that it absorbs different chemicals from the environment.
Okay.
Meaning that if we have small quantities of hazardous substances, for example, in the water, very, very tiny concentrations, they will be accumulated on the plastic particles. And that means they will be more concentrated.
They will stay within that. So plastic, in essence, what you're saying is that it acts like a sponge?
Yes.
Okay.
And when this sponge is entering to the food web, these chemicals are released to the tissues of the animals, and this will go through the food web up to our table food.
Oh my goodness. So what do you suggest that we should do to alleviate or just completely remove this problem that are microplastics?
It is not possible to completely remove it.
So we're stuck with them?
Yes, but we can design better products, and we can think how we use these products. For example, it's not possible to get rid of car tires, but we can build maybe these kind of roads which do not erode so much of these car tires.
Now, looking at the ocean, because I mean, this is where most of it actually goes into, how much of it would you say is within the ocean, the microplastics?
You mean in particles or in kilograms or?
In whichever way you want to give it to me, sister. I don't know. You tell me.
There are millions of tons of microplastic in the oceans, hundreds of millions of tons. But it doesn't mean that the microplastic stays only in the water. Most of it is sinking to the bottom, and the concentrations in the bottom sediments are much higher compared to the concentrations in the water.
And what happens in the bottom? I mean, right at the bottom, it's just a bit of like a lot of soil.
Yes, it is in these sediments, but there are also animals in the sediments who are feeding in the sediments.
Okay.
So they are feeding the plastic. Also, the hazardous substances concentrations in the sediments are far more higher compared to the concentrations in the water.
Inga, I wish I could speak to you about this. I mean, it's so interesting. There's a lot of information, but maybe we can catch up later on. What do you think? You're going to be around, right?
We'll
yes,
see.
Yes, you are. She's going to be around. Thank you so much, Inga. You're fantastic.
Thank you.